Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, it looks like we are live at 5. I managed to get on right in the nick of time today. Chuffed with that, even though it's a Sunday. Chilling out, things are rocking and rolling. Right, let's just crack onto it because there's some figures that I want to get through today. But just do the quick introductions. For anybody new who's watching the show, the reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have already taken down 2 of my channels. Then they were preventing me from editing my shows. Then they were deleting episodes. And I was like, you know what, this is absolutely insane. So now we broadcast on Twitch TV, live at 5 every day from wherever I am in the world. I like to give as many people as I can the opportunity to catch my show for free, because we'll do the show for free, upload the trailer onto YouTube, and then upload the full episode onto Streamanity, where you can set your own fee according to how you judge the quality of your content. And on that note, let's just jump straight into it. So I'm going to start making some more images because I was listening to a Jordan Belfort. There's a video that we'll watch a bit later on where he, again, all these celebrities, all these people coming forward going, wow, you know, Bitcoin's been around for like 10 years now and, you know, I think it's here to stay and it's not a bubble anymore and all this crap. And they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's the fact that it's fixed in supply and that's what makes it valuable. You know, it's scarce and, you know, more people come in to buy it. And I'm like, oh God, they're so confused. Like literally all we need is like a simple graph, like similar to this one. I mean, this one kind of like explains the chain growth, but it doesn't actually sort of like explain like the network, because the chain is just simply how the network uploads data to it. It's in effectively in numerical order, or it's like an infinite sum, so that the sum cannot change. You know, it can't be deleted. But in terms of explaining to people where we are in the cycle of Bitcoin, they really need to understand that, you know, the fundamental value comes from its neutral growth, and it's that neutral growth, that period, that it was almost like a natural mineral spreading throughout the world. It had to just simply grow naturally, you know, until it got to a particular size where it's just like, right, okay, that's big enough now. Now we can start adding value to it. Now we can sort of like try and influence the network to give it as much value as possible. So like all these fools who are just thinking, well, it's been around for 10 years and number go up and number go down and you're going to get speculation in this cycle, and well, I thought Bitcoin was going to be killed off, but since it hasn't been killed off and it's still here, I think it might be here to stay. It's just like, look, this is why you need to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. Because Satoshi Nakamoto knows what Bitcoin is more than anyone else. And if you listen to him, what he says makes sense. It is a commodity. But the commodity this time is commoditized data sovereignty. And ironically, what's combined with that data sovereignty is that it comes in the shape of a commoditized digital coin. So it's now that it's the value of the sovereignty that can actually be traded. But because people can't understand the concept of data sovereignty, because, well, I suppose it's not material. Well, I suppose it is, but it's deeper. You have to look at the, like people look at money and think, oh, money is just like created. So you get these douchebags like Brad Garlinghouse who are just like, well, XRP is just the same as Bitcoin. It's just there. We'll just make it because Satoshi Nakamoto made it, and Charlie Lee made it, and Vitalik Buterin made it, and so we'll make it. Like there's no consideration gone into the creation of it. They're just like, oh well, money is just printed by the Federal Reserve, and we'll just make our own money. Therefore, it's money. Like no, that's a security. Like honestly, it's just insane. You think these people are smart, like people that you initially looked up to, and you're like, oh wow, what takes XRP? It's been used by the banks. They must have all sorts of resources available to them. They're all, multi-millionaires. Some of them are billionaires. And then you're just like, wow, you're just as stupid as the common man. In fact, you're even more stupider because you haven't realized that what you're doing is really, really stupid. Like, oh dear. But yeah, picture paints 1,000 words. So maybe that might help them. But let's just kick this show off with other people explaining the sort of like the historical significance of what's happened. So let's have a listen to one of my favourite videos, which is Michael Saylor getting all excited about the white paper and what Bitcoin truly is before Blockstream segregated the signatures, prevented it from scaling, and turned it into a piece of digital dog shit. Take the floor, Michael Saylor. Here we go.
I like Bitcoin the way it is. In fact, I love Bitcoin the way it is. And the way it's currently constructed, it is possible to put all $250 trillion of monetary energy in big blocks of encrypted energy on the blockchain. Maybe the Bitcoin will be 1 million. You can probably calculate $10 million of Bitcoin or something. Big blocks. $100 million chunks on the blockchain. It'll store all the monetary energy in the world, and it should store it for the next 100 years without losing any of it.
Thank you, Michael. There we go, people. You heard it here. Big blocks on the blockchain. Oh, dear. He needs to open his mouth when he talks. That's why his voice is so high. If you look at him talk, he's like a ventriloquist. He literally doesn't open his jaw when he talks. So whenever he's trying to express himself, he gets a really high pitched voice. Big blocks on a blockchain. Oh, there we go. So that's Michael Saylor doing his bit. Now just listen to Samson Mao, the chief strategy officer of Blockstream, telling everybody indirectly, but for those who are intelligent, very directly, that BTC is an absolute piece of shit. Take the floor, Samson. Here we go. Oh, when he wants to play.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does?
Blockstream.
Boom! Oh dear, I love it, love it. These shitcoiners are shit for brains. Like honestly, they just crack me up. And talking about getting cracked up, I mean, let's have a listen to Roger getting really excited, explaining to everybody why Bcrash is an absolute piece of digital dog shit as well. Take the floor, Roger. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com and you combine that with reusable payment codes and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero. It's really awesome. So you can check out Cashfusion. And I always get it wrong. I think it's .com, but it might be .org. So you can check both. Cashfusion.com.
Thanks, Roger. You've done my job for me. I won't bother because Bcrash is an absolute piece of shit. And just explaining why Bitcoin is an absolute piece of shit. Just have a look at this coin crap market. Only proof of work which provides competition can be a credible commodity. However, it's not just proof of work. Proof of work provides competition between those who economically sustain the network. If there is no competition between them, you simply get collusion and it is centralized. Either centralized by the anonymous entity that controls it, for example, like in Monero, like in Zcash, like in Bcrash, for example, or like Cardano with the only input-output Hong Kong that can mine it. You know, honestly, it's just an absolute joke. Proof of stake, proof of centralization, in fact, proof of mistake is what it should be rebranded to. Like EOS, like all these shitcoiners, just like, oh yeah, you know, we think this is really good. Like, you know, that, oh god, like Dogecoin at the moment getting Doge douches. Literally, what's his name? Gene Simmons from Kiss, and he's even got his music friends in there, like Snoop Dogg and like Soldier Boy. Honestly, bunch of absolute. I was going to say a word that YouTube doesn't like, but you know what I mean. Just those people that are just unbelievably stupid, you know. But I mean, again, it's I mean, they've got a lot of money, but it doesn't mean they were like clever with it at all. They might be, you know, illustrating their talents with singing and stuff, but that's all they are. They're just singers or rappers. They haven't like. They haven't really, you know, got much of a level of intelligence. They might have creativity in music, but that's literally about the extent of it. You know, it's ridiculous. And yet they're putting themselves out there like, yeah, let's pump the price of this absolute piece of shit called Dogecoin. Because Elon Musk said that, the irony of it means that, you know, it might even take over the world. Like, yeah, everybody will be using this digital piece of dog shit. But how far are they going to push the joke? That's the question. Like, literally, you know. And like even the owner of Doge said that he was a bit concerned about the market cap of it because he knew it was a joke. Just like Charlie Lee knew that Litecoin was an absolute joke. And let's have a listen to Charlie Lee confessing that Litecoin is an absolute joke. Take the floor, Charlie. Here we go.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? Didn't really expect it to become anything.
No, we didn't know that, Charlie, but we do now. Thank you very much. Even though it's a bit late because you exit scammed the shit out of it. You know, and until you write a book, you know, admitting what you've done and telling people how you did it, I will never stop ribbing you on my show ever. Never ever, because it just tickles me silly. I think it's hilarious. You know, like people are just like, oh, he's so innocent, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. He looks so sweet. Yeah, little Chinese man. He wouldn't be able to rip anybody off to the tune of $300 million, would he? Oh dear. Honestly, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Right, let's check out these figures. So yeah, there's quite a few. Let's go through these. I want to go through these kind of on a regular basis now, just because like until, you know, I mean we've got results of things coming. For example, like, you know, I'm still waiting on the results of the Tether versus the New York Attorney General. See what the outcome there is. And then we've got both the court cases of CSW coming up. We've got all this scaling on testnet happening. So, you know, it's all behind the scenes at the moment. So all we can do is just kind of like basically sort of like monitor what's going on the surface, you know, keep us amused. So we've got hash rate with 0.2% on Bitcoin, network nodes 2.5%, transactions 23.4, block size, just asleep at the wheel today. Never mind. Let's just play spot the biggest block on Bcrash with it being a Sunday. I can see a 2.2, another 2.2. Yeah, it looks like they're dwindling. And we look on CoreCoin. Here are your big blocks, Michael Saylor. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Oh, but speaking of big blocks, Michael Saylor, when you watch my show, eventually, because you will do, here's a big block. Look at that. 23 megabytes. And we're only just starting on the genuine Bitcoin, whose starting point is at the Genesis block, the inception of Bitcoin, on the 3rd of January 2009. Let's see what other big blocks we've got here, shall we? Oh, there's a 3.3 megabyte. Oh yeah, we'll get some big blocks later. Hash rate by network again. Hash rate follows price, which follows value, which follows utility. Because when it has utility, it can then develop a value, and it can then generate a price, which can then be measured against the cost and services of or the cost of other goods and services, and be used as a medium of exchange. Proof of work again. CoreCoin Bcrash will literally stop overnight. You know, I cannot stress this enough. Warnings have already been given out. Regulators have already given out warnings. If you hold cryptocurrency, you can lose everything. You are not covered by any form of insurance or regulation. All these exchanges that you've got these shitcoins on, they are unregulated. When they get shut down, the regulators have no authority over them whatsoever. Especially if they go bust, because everybody is trying to cash out, because the entire market is tanking. The exchanges don't have enough liquidity on them. They just simply have to shut down, or they just do what Binance and Coinbase do all the time whenever there's large movements. Oh yeah, sorry, technical issue, just had to close down for half a day while all you guys trying to get out couldn't get out. You know, that's all it is. They do not have enough liquidity on there for big movements. That's it. And half the time, I reckon it's probably because they've taken the liquidity for themselves. They are highly illiquid, as we've seen with the likes of Quadrica and just other exchanges that have gone pop overnight. Honestly, just even if you've got your money in shitcoins are fundamentally worthless. Literally, and unless you sort of cash out now, you've not made anything. Because when that exchange goes bust, and remember, these shitcoins that you buy with all the bullshit stories that you've bought into, they don't actually have any wallets that you can that will support them. And even if they do, you can't exchange for fiat currencies within those wallets, not like you can on Gravity. You want to go to bsvgravity.com. Sign up with BitStocks there. Literally instant buys and sells. Straight into fiat. Selling into fiat is slightly more expensive than buying them because obviously they need the cash on hand. So it's about 10% if you're selling out. But the option is there. Whereas like if you're just holding a shitcoin and you need to get it onto an exchange and that exchange doesn't exist anymore because they've gone bust. You know, or you're holding it on the exchange and they've gone bust because you are trying to liquidate the shitcoins that you're holding. Like, you're going to lose everything. The entire market is an absolute piece of shit. It is a massive speculative bubble. In fact, I mean, let's have a look at the entire market cap while we're here, while I'm talking about it. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. See what it is now. Look at this. 1.1 trillion. And of that $1.1 trillion, only 3.4 billion is genuine. Oh, that's gonna hurt. So that means that is, yeah, 1.6. That'd be, would that be, this is 16 billion. Is that, yeah, that's 16 billion. So it's 1 trillion and 16 billion. So that is literally 1.13 trillion dollars of absolute shit. Absolute shit. $1 trillion. Over $1 trillion of complete shit. You know, it's shocking because people think that, you know, like crypto is, you know, secured by cryptography or hash rate. It is not. It has to be a commodity. None of these pieces of shit produce a dividend. You know, some of them, like these yield farm pieces of absolute bollocks, you know, they may produce a yield, but the only reason people are borrowing for is because they think that they can use the money to gamble on these pieces of shit to make more money. But it's just a Ponzi scheme. It's people piling in. There is no foundation to this whatsoever. The only foundation is the foundation that Bitcoin has got, which is the neutral growth over the 10-year period. That is the fundamental value of this network because it is a monetary network. It is not a business like raising money by selling equity in it that entitles you to a share of the profits in the form of a dividend. Like literally none of that. And look at this. We've got Cardano like number 4 now, above XRP. Like, oh my god. And what's the other big mover? Doge and Stellar. Like Stellar is exactly the same as XRP. Like honestly, it just goes to show you, like literally, how far ahead we are in BSV to know all of this. Honestly, it's so effing dumb. You know what these people are, and I can say that because I'm making the effort to do my show and explain this to them. Do they want to listen to me? No. All right then. Well, I'm gonna rip the piss out of you. You know, I mean, I might not rip the piss when they lose everything because, you know, by then it's a little bit too late. It might be a bit harsh because they'll be going through it already, and they'll already know that, you know, we told them so. And you know, and there's old Elon Musk going, wow, you know, the irony of it. Well, what about the irony of BSV being the genuine Bitcoin? What about that, huh? After fake Toshi and all that bullshit, yes indeed, that's where the real irony lies. Yeah, but none of these shitcoiners are shit for brains would have a clue, and like, to be honest with you, I'm sick of explaining it to them, but you know, I hope it amuses like some intellectual people like you nice folk who actually listen to my show. Because you understand this, so therefore I'm sure you can probably sense my frustration. But all you've got to do is just simply take advantage. You know, that's what smart people do. You see somebody being stupid, you're like, oh well, unfortunately, mate, I'm going to capitalize on that. If it's to do with money, you know, it's not like I'm going to take advantage physically. But you know, when it comes to them, you know, when it comes to money, it's just like, all right, mate, well. You know, a fool and his money is easily parted, as they say. People have to take responsibility for themselves. We'll leave it at that. But while we're here, I mean, it's not like I actually look at the market all that often anyway. So, let's have a quick look at upsy downsies. Oh, up on the week. Down on the month. Good. Up on 3 months. Down on 6 months. Down on the year quite substantially. Oh, down 42% on this year. But overall, we are up 40% since December, well, the 15th of November 2018. But yeah, we are just waiting in the wings. Well, while waiting in the wings, I mean, do something. Do you know what I mean? Accumulate as much as you can. You know, if you can't build or do anything or educate, you know, just try and earn it. And I don't necessarily mean earn it as in kind of like, you know, earn BSV. Just put your energy into earning as much money as you can and converting that into BSV. Just buy as much BSV as you can, because there has never been well, no, not that I can remember, in my lifetime, a better return on effort to earnings ratio. You know, I mean, it's if you have a fundamental understanding of this thing, to which I have explained on a regular daily basis, you know, and again, like at the moment, I'm doing all I can. I'm even liquidating my entire property portfolio because, you know, the value that's in that is far better off in Bitcoin, because I understand it. You know, yeah, number go up, number go down, but it doesn't change the value. So like, I appreciate the value of this thing. So it's just like, I don't really want my value in bricks and mortar, because quite frankly, just, you got to deal with tenants. Yeah, you got to deal with boilers breaking when you need them the most. You got to deal with roofs leaking, gutters need replacing. You know, people not getting on with each other. Oh, just all that bullshit. You know. But yeah, so that's that. So it is 36,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Coolcoin, because Coolcoin's an absolute piece of shit. I will say that on every episode. But saying that, somebody asked me the other day, you know, what are you going to do when when BCH and BTC disappear? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, at the moment, I just like give them a ribbing all the time, because we know they're going to collapse. So it's just like, look, I'm just going to look at these figures every day, keep an eye on things, because I want to see it happen. You know, whereas when it's over with, then we can actually start reporting on the really positive stuff. Imagine, like, because we're going to see the entire world flooding into Bitcoin. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You know, business after business after business. You know, like new things being built, businesses integrating it into their systems, new people finding out about it, you know, new products being created, you know, wallet providers, platform. I mean, just, you know, I mean, it'll be great to see when, I mean, you know, Tesla will probably put their network of driverless cars on there. Again, we'll see, well, yeah, we'll see air traffic control going on there. The entire financial system going on there. I mean, there's just going to be loads and loads. So yeah, I mean, I'll just love just reporting on the growth. Watching the growth of Bitcoin, I'm guessing, is probably going to be like, you know, watching your kids grow up, or in my case, you know, niece and nephew. You know, you just keep an eye on them, don't you? You know, because they're changing and developing and they're growing. You know, oh, I've been through that. Or in this case, it's just like, well, this is what we anticipated, because we knew that this is what Bitcoin is capable of. And now we've got somebody actually using it for real world applications. This is fantastic. Seeing the positive effects that it has on the world. Exposing all the crimes and the political bullshit. You know, we're going to be able to finally see who these experts are that keep dishing out all these figures, you know, for these pandemics and shit. You know, see where they actually come from. Now, I mean, personally, I think they probably come from some dubious, suspicious source who just simply wants the figures to, you know, marry up with the narrative that they want to spin, if you ask me. There we go, daily Bitcoin transactions by network. Oh, Coolcoin just winning. Per block, Coolcoin just winning. Fees USD, oh, just rising a little bit on Bitcoin. Satoshis, oh, Bcrash just winning. At block reward ratio, again, comes with time, follows price, follows value, follows utility. Growth by network, absolutely hilarious looking at Bcrash. But this is where the politics lie. This is where you can see the knowledge. You know, who has got the knowledge? But this is global hash rate 7 days, global hash rate 24 hours. Let's see where it is though. So Huobi macking it hard on Coolcoin. And we've got Binance and Huobi pushing the two big boys, the Mac Daddies. Poolim and BTC.com down into 4th and 5th. Interesting. Bcrash, hilarious. BTC top, obviously a massive shitcoin enterprise, along with Ampool and BTC.com, as we know, because they're related to Bitmain. But Hathor on there for no other reason other than sheer spite, which is just absolutely hilarious. And here we have Bitcoin. Huobi and Tau, like fighting it out. Via BTC, again hedging their bets. Hathor still on there, chomping away, farming, or you know, mining blocks with value in. BTC.com on there for whatever reason, not really sure. Mempool, Norpool still showing their hand, and SV Pool. Very good, very good. All right, let's have a look at this blockchain working live in front of our eyes. This never fails to entertain me. Look at that. There is the 23.3 megabyte block we just saw reported on CoinDance in front of our eyes. So again, for any newbies watching the show, we have got the transactions per second in the top right hand corner here. Now, if we actually look at the scaling test network, which we're going to look at here, check this out. How cool does this look? Now look at this. So the scaling test network here. So it says highest transactions per second. So it's actually done 9,232 transactions per second in the highest. Well, that was the highest number of transactions per second. But it's actually done 3,987 transactions on mainnet. And mainnet is this figure right here. I was here and I witnessed this, which is pretty amazing. I witnessed this at 3,000 transactions per second. You know, actually seeing it for real was just, yeah. I mean, history in the making. At the time, no other network could get anywhere near that. You know, it makes me laugh when I think of the likes of all these Doge douches. You know, buying Dogecoin. Oh yeah, Dogecoin's going to be the money of the future. Like, it's an absolute joke. It cannot scale. It doesn't have the technical capabilities to do anything like this. It's literally people piling in, their number go up, literally kind of like just winging it, being absolute fools. But they have no idea because they don't have anything else to go on. They're like, oh yeah, well I'm just me and I'm great and therefore I'm feeling lucky and yeah, I think Dogecoin is the one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, great. Everyone else get behind it. Oh my god. But anyway, look at these various transactions. So these vertical rectangular blocks are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. And for any newbies who are watching this for the first time, once a transaction is recognized and picked up by more than 50% of the nodes on the network, that is instant confirmation. The transaction cannot be deleted. It cannot be reversed. It is in existence. It is just simply on a conveyor belt on its way to the blockchain, but it is irreversible. So all the data and all the information in that transaction is already there and accessible. That's it. So we've got down here the organizations who are generating those transactions. We have the transaction ID, the input, the output, the type, and the op return. The transaction is then put in the meme pool. And again, it's still accessible. People can see all the information in it. But when it's in the meme pool, it is just simply competed for by the miners and payment processors so that they can put it and store it on the blockchain and win the block reward. Or in the case that we're going to know, winning the fees in the block. You know, the reward for processing those transactions and putting them on the blockchain. But the transaction still exists. The nodes have all the information. It's just that when the nodes store the information, they then put it onto the blockchain for storage and safekeeping, where it'll then be for, you know, well, forever on the blockchain as a universal source of truth. That is it. You know, it's instant. So many, honestly, just like the bullshit narratives that, you know, Adam Back and Corecoin and all those shit coins try and spin to make Bitcoin sound like it's a load of crap. It's absolute bollocks. Like, absolute bollocks. And for any newbies down here, I mean, check this out. So we've got the 23.3 megabyte block. We can see that there is $8 worth of fees in that block. But we are anticipating that the fees in the block will surpass the block reward in Q1 2021, of which we are now in. Just remind ourselves again for any newbies. This never fails to amuse me because, you know, gets me all excited. Okay. Seriously, come on. That's the one I'm after. Here we go. This was presented at the CoinGeek conference in London. Remember, we've got the CoinGeek coming up in April, taking place in Zurich. So very exciting indeed. I'm assuming it'll be online, obviously, because it'll be what's the word? Pandemic pending as to who can and who can't attend. But look, block reward going down, and whereas all these douchebags think that the scarcity make number go up, it is not. It is utility, which is the volume of transactions being used on the network, providing fees within the block. You know, it's really not hard to figure out, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, shitcoin is shit for brains. You know, absolutely insane, absolutely insane. Yeah, so we've got, biggest block, the last 24 hours. This is one we want. Check it out. Biggest block on the scaling test network, 2.9 gigabytes. 2.9 gigabytes with 16.4 million transactions, with a with fees of 32.3 BSV. Now, when you consider the block reward is only currently 6.25, when the block reward when the fees in the block surpass the block reward, miners will be all over it, trying to mine it. You know, then hash rate comes over. You know, shitcoiners get scared. They start shitting themselves, which they should be doing anyway. But well, any shitcoiner that's got, you know, the incy teeniest bit of intellect, you should see it. But I have low expectations of shitcoiners. So, you know, I think a lot of them are just like, yeah, we're just going to hodl all the way to zero. Well, all right, mate, fill your boots. To be honest with you, I think a lot of them won't just simply they won't be able to get out. You know, the decision is going to be made for them, because it's not like they haven't had enough time. Yeah, it's not like they haven't had a chance to listen. I mean, like, everybody knows Craig because he has been there from the beginning. And even if they don't know his real name, they know him as Fake Toshi, because he's the only person in the world who has claimed to be Satoshi, the creator of Bitcoin. You know, and obviously they shitcoiners don't want him to be, because they don't like the narrative in the white paper. They don't want it to be a genuine commodity. They're just like, oh yeah, this is it's a criminal's dream. Yeah, we can buy drugs online. Yeah. We can encourage human trafficking and child abuse and the selling of human organs on the black market, and nobody can tell us what to do. Anti-government. It's just like, well, if that's anti-government, the first people who are going to use that against you is the government themselves. That is the last thing you want to create, something that's anti-government, because the government will be the first organization to use it against the people. You know, but like I said, shitcoiners can't see past the end of their noses. Like, they're literally just insane and dangerous because they're so dumb and stupid. Yeah. Let's have a look at these other figures then. A bit info charts, rock and roll. We'll look at the transactions average. Oh yeah, last 24 hours. That'll do. So you can do a comparative here. We'll go to log and we'll go to 3 years. There we go. Check it out. For anybody who's intelligent, they'll be wondering what the sky blue line represents. Well, that's Bitcoin. The genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right, let's see if there was there was a few articles that I want to go over today actually, but check this out. Just going to show you my my YouTube numbers going up. This is quite exciting. You go to YouTube Studio, and this shows you all the you go to content. Look at these stats. Whoa, check it out. 93 views on that cop it is a cop out video. That's just gone up over today. Maybe people are stuck indoors and bored, but you know, numbers going up slowly, and it's kind of like, you know, if I wanted just simply loads of people listening to my show, I know that the majority of them would just simply be shitcoiners, you know, trying to convince themselves listening to me that I'm wrong and they're right. And it's like, I just can't be dealing with responding to these people. I'm pretty sure that the majority of these people, which is 93 people in the world, are actually listening to my show with the intention of understanding how what I'm saying can add value to Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is what it is. Which is BSV. So it's kind of like, you know, these 93 people like watching my shows, or however these people are watching my channel, you know, they're going to be exceptionally wealthy, like unbelievably wealthy. You know, like I said, now is the time to be building relationships and getting to know people. Because, you know, between us all, you know, we will be a hugely influential society, setting the norms for the rest of it. You know, but I mean, again, the criminals are going to try and jump on board. They can't not, you know, because they've got no other intention. They can't see any other way to make money other than ripping people off, because they just simply won't understand the idea of adding value. You know, so I'm not interested in, like, you know, knowing all the, like, shitcoiners that come in. I know they will do. They'll come flooding in sooner or later. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I, you know, use a pseudonym and don't show my face. Yeah, I'd rather keep my person private. I mean, also the fact that I look at all these shitcoiners, you know, like smiling at the camera, like telling people all the absolute bullshit. And I'm like looking at, like, Simon Dickinson, for example. You know, I see him talking absolute shit, and I'm just like, mate, you're full of shit. You're going to get so much egg on your face. You know, people are going to be absolutely livid with him, because they will lose everything, because they've been listening to all the bullshit that he's been spouting. You know, and I understand that there might be a chance that I'm wrong, but I mean, I never encourage anybody to, like, go in and buy it. You know, I'm educating people on it, so that if they think it might be useful for them, if they do want sovereignty over their own data, this is a way they can get it, and they can start using it. You know, so you haven't got the fear of these huge social media corporations, you know, like, hanging over you, just waiting to chop your profile. You know, lose all your family photos, wedding videos, and all that kind of stuff that you've trusted them with. You know, just waiting for them to betray your trust. But look at this, 93, 86, 131, 133. I'm used to looking at sort of like 50s and 60s, but oh, look, 195. Oh, almost 200 views. Very good. Wonder how many subscribers my channel has got. We'll just go to my channel. See what pops up here. Check it out. Oh, 202 subscribers. Lovely jubbly. Alright, we'll just have a quick look at Twitch. Check out these numbers. Twitch, Streamanity even. Check it out. This is kind of cool. So you just simply go to profile, my profile. Be good if they sort of like kept a tally for you, like Twitch does. It's didn't get too many pays on the last one, but never mind. I mean, but look at this. I got where was it? How many? Probably my most successful video was just recently. Oh, look at that! $4.80. $4.80 on that one about warning signs and stuff. Yeah, 24 people paid. You know, I mean, I know that's not really too much, but I mean, still, you know, people are actually paying to view my content, which is what I'm chuffed about. But you know, this tells you the revenue. So, you know, like, you know, sort of $2 a day. You know, what, like $60 a month. You know, but I mean, $60 a month, that isn't a lot, obviously. But this is Bitcoin. So $60 a month. We are basically in after 3 months at going on like this, I've earned myself an entire Bitcoin. You know, and when you consider that I estimate a Bitcoin will be worth, you know, like $1 million in 3 years, that's pretty good. That's a great return on your money. That's why I think everybody should get cracking. You know, there has never been a better time to get better value for money, you know, than there is now. Just doing these little things, just putting a little bit of effort in, you know. Let's have a look at Twitch, for example. See earnings here. Gone up recently. I think the last time I checked it was like $52. Oh, 56, gone down a little bit. That's all right, probably because Bitcoin is fluctuating. But I mean, check it out. You know, that's you know, $56. But I mean, this is in Bitcoin. You know, when Bitcoin rockets up, that's going to be a huge amount. I think what's his face, Joshua Hensley, has earned over like, you know, $1,000 already. I mean, like just under 10 Bitcoin. I mean, can you imagine what you've earned on Twitch? You know, it's a good incentive. I'm like, oh, you know, I'll put some funny pictures out there and stuff. Hopefully, people will appreciate it. And I put this one out earlier. Oh, see, I got 4 likes. So what? I think you get like 6 cents for a like. So you know, 24 cents. I was like, it didn't really take me long to put this together, you know, but it just made me laugh. So I said here, when my son asks me why he should work hard and educate himself, I will show him this picture. And when my daughter asks why she should work hard and educate herself, I will also show her this picture. The reason I put it in commas there is because I had actually somebody else had quoted that. It's just really funny, really funny. I do amuse myself, but yeah. So I think it's up the last figures that I want to go through. Yes. So a few things that I want to go through here. Let's go to profile. Oh, I've got some more people following me. Check it out. Oh, I always open up direct messages with everybody who follows me, because I do appreciate it. So we were talking about Craig proving himself yesterday, and on that note, I'll actually tell you what, before we go into the video, just want to read this. Check this out. An article by Hacker Noon. And this was on the February 6th, said response to Vitalik Buterin on free speech. So I don't even know who wrote this yet, but we'll have a look at this. From Kurt. Great stuff. Timely news on the latest developments in the industry from advocates of the unbounded Bitcoin protocol, Bitcoin SV. I like how they're sort of saying it Bitcoin with a space between the SV now, so you see the word Bitcoin, because we know that's what it is. So he's said here, Dr. Craig Wright has once again legally asserted his claim to ownership of the Satoshi Nakamoto pseudonym. By extension, he is attempting to reclaim sovereignty over the copyright and other property rights which cover the Bitcoin white paper protocol and the database which the protocol enables. Against this backdrop, a new round of anti-proprietarian jeers have risen up from the collectivist counterculture of the blockchain community, including a freshly republished article from Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin. As the crypto commune passively retweets a delist BSV for the second time in 2 years, the word has been given one more illustration of the utter lack of respect for property, competition, business standards, and freedom of speech that are pervasive in the communal culture that have been forged by years of social engineering and purity tests among the enemies of the unbounded Bitcoin protocol. Buterin's criticism opened with a number of mundane anecdotes about freedom of speech that could be comfortably scratched into the 10th grade civic quiz. Nothing particularly groundbreaking or controversial. Where he deserves some real credit is in pointing out the distinction needed to understand the expectations of public space, even when there is a debate about their private nature. Thymos, Soviet-style control of the official Bitcoin narrative at a global hub for Bitcoin discussion for many years, Bitcoin, was an astute example. However, the cancel culture of Bitcoin's small blocks, SJWs is SJWs. What was that? I'm not sure what that is pervasive because they have a fundamental problem with the notion of self-sovereignty, self-ownership, property rights, and their extension of the notion of free speech. These collectivists even seem to think they respect the ideas of property and sound money, but that is a myth wrapped in a meme and currently smouldering on the altar of social consensus and communal ownership of Bitcoin because we are all Satoshi. Sorry, no. Satoshi is Satoshi, and you may not like Craig Wright, but he signed with Satoshi's keys to Gavin Andresen with a freshly unboxed laptop and did similar signs for John Matonis, Ian Grigg, Stephen Matthews, and Calvin Ayre, none of which would be easily fooled, and none of which have retracted their claims. However, the small blocker collectivist immediately thrust upon a collective due to Wright's socially unacceptable brand of Bitcoin maximalism, and a small block spin machine has shunned him ever since. Furthermore, they have ruthlessly attacked the livelihoods of everyone who has publicly stood by him. This is obviously why Wright has refused further public signings without first re-establishing his rights to the property that was stolen. Small blockers don't care about Satoshi, his keys, or his rights. They care about their own wealth and power, and they see Wright as a threat to that. Hence the unpopular path Wright has taken since to legally establish and reassert his identity and ownership of his Bitcoin properties. On property and free speech, Buterin, in about face to his advocacy for free and open discussion on Reddit, went on to praise the delisting of Bitcoin SV and the public shunning of Wright from the 2019 Diconomy conference specifically, but from other debatably public events generally, in an attempt to tightly tailor an acceptable narrative to easily trigger conference attendees. The man with the most grand, progressive and liberating vision for Bitcoin was shunned from speaking at the event and continues to be attacked across many media appearances where he's booked. Personally, on that note, I mean, I think CSW should just stick to explaining it to genuine Bitcoiners, you know, those who see his vision, because then it'll be passed down. You don't have to deal with all these dickheads just wasting your time. Because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's literally just wasting time, you know. And it's not a case of preaching to the converted, which is us. It's increasing our knowledge and understanding of it. You know what I mean? He says so many profound things. Even now when I listen to him, it's like, oh, I get it now. I get this. I get that. You know what I mean? He's just so far down the track. I don't think he realizes kind of like just how far. Well, I think he has an idea. But, you know, I mean, if he was to ever sort of like, you know, like if the opportunity came to, you know, look inside my head, I'd be embarrassed, you know, about the amount of air that is in there. You know, the space is rattling around. He'd be like, bloody hell, you need to fill that with some more knowledge. I'd be like, oh no. Furthermore, anyone willing to even have a peripheral business relationship with any brands affiliated to Wright are also attacked, ridiculed and threatened, showing that control of the social narrative is quite a bit more important than having an open mind in the crypto commune. In curious contrast, the collectivists have embraced money launderers, pump and dumpers, looters and felons, but the words for of the creator of Bitcoin have been deemed too dangerous for computer scientists, software developers and progressive fintech entrepreneurs. The real Satoshi has been effectively cancelled. Property is redundant. Public property is an oxymoron. Who's this? Gustav de Molinari. Free speech is an extension of the ownership of one's personhood. Property and the right of the fruits of one's intellectual and physical labor. Looters have wanted to steal Bitcoin from Satoshi since the beginning. By 2011, they had succeeded. Satoshi was pushed out of Bitcoin.org, the website he created and administered. He had his source code removed from the private SourceForge repo to the public GitHub repo and was not given keys. The forums were moved to Bitcoin.org to Bitcoin Talk, and Satoshi was not made a moderator. Satoshi's GMX and Vistomail email services were hacked, stolen, and used for malicious social engineering during the early block size scaling debate. Satoshi's legacy was hijacked and spun to advocate for shadowy political views which he did not hold. His final pseudonymous communication was in an email to Gavin Andresen stating, "I wish you wouldn't keep talking about me as a mysterious shadowy figure." The press just turns that into a private currency angle. So Satoshi's mention of honest nodes consolidating into professional mining farms and using specialized equipment to mine in such a way to compete with Visa have been completely ignored. His calls to build tokens, bootstrapped, pay to send email on chain, and the poker client he distributed in his original implementation have been erased away. But this tepid position on libertarian politics and a few brief mentions of central bank policy have been reproposed into the central narrative of a man who never wanted to be a shadowy figure. So Satoshi was robbed, pre-packaged as a dark web hero, and had his invention gutted. Upon his return, he was lambasted, and the culture turned their backs on him and the protocol he created for the world. If there is even a chance that Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto, would he not be worth listening to? Or is his free speech too dangerous? He is not asking you for money, nor for you to buy anything. In fact, rather than making money the way most do in the blockchain economy, he advocated for a re-implementation of the Bitcoin protocol simply to prove a very costly point. Bitcoin can and does scale on chain. This feat is no longer theoretical, as Bitcoin SV, a complete and unbounded implementation of the Bitcoin protocol, has done over 3,000 transactions per second on mainnet, mined from the public meme pool and secured with SHA-256 hash proof of work. Testnet figures have gone over 9,000 transactions per second, and the cloud deployed next generation Terranode implementation is capable of 50,000 transactions per second on a publicly available Bitcoin blockchain. Furthermore, the Turing complete game of life is playing on the BSV ledger today, and the complete restored Bitcoin stack has frictionless token protocols and applications, creating very real communities and businesses on the blockchain right this moment, proving that the altcoins were always unnecessary for scalability or special use cases. Bitcoin was always capable. So ask yourself again, why the man behind these ideas and successes should be shunned. Perhaps we should consider Copra's words on the topic when he said here, if Satoshi ever came back into the Bitcoin community and expressed his likely opinions on scaling and mining centralization, I'm certain he would be attacked, chased out and bullied by a blockstream cult, no doubt about it, but I eagerly await his return. Do you really? Well, he's already here, mate, you just don't know it yet. Let's set aside the collective preconceptions about Dr. Craig Wright. You may not like his tone, timbre, choice of words, or his general worldview. You may wish Satoshi was a Szabo, Finney, May, Chom, or some other figurehead of the dark web. But what if Wright was the man behind the name? What if you were lied to about all of these things that Wright has allegedly done or said? Did you verify the claims yourself, or did you just trust the official narrative of the people who have every incentive to lie to you about what they did to Satoshi? Do you really think that Gavin Andresen and Ian Grigg would be so easily fooled? And if Craig is Satoshi, do you believe in Satoshi's right to his property? Would you perhaps listen to another moment about why he created Bitcoin, or what his version for his, or what his vision is for his creation? Or should there be yet another collectivist coup d'etat against the man everyone claims is owed a deep debt of gratitude for creating Bitcoin? To conclude, people may have the right to shun people or their ideas in many circumstances, but the actions of these shunners are not heroic. They are tragic. In fact, they have so far stopped the world from being able to benefit from the greatest tool for truth and freedom in the history of modern technology, the unbounded Bitcoin protocol and its inherent capability to disrupt the entire global economy. Yeah, indeed. Yes, indeed. Great article, that one. Great article, that one. So I'll just see, I've been going for like an hour again, like an hour. Yeah, we'll leave... we can leave the that for like a YouTube and stuff. But I found out what Router SV was. First time I'd ever seen this. So if we look on trends.cash, we saw that Router SV yesterday had a huge amount of transactions on it, although they appear to have disappeared right now. So distribution of app actions. I mean, Router SV was massive on here just the other day. And then money spent. I mean, look at this. TDXP app, absolutely macking it. And then RelayX in second place, absolutely huge. And then I found this. I was like, so MetaStream is to do with the Router SV. Again, I'm not really too sure what these are, but it says top hits 24 hours, whatever they were. You know, Vietnam, Romania, Netherlands, China. I have no idea what they were testing, but I'm just saying I found it. That's literally kind of like all I'm saying on that one. Let's go down. So we're just gonna have a this was funny. Somebody talking about Ethereum here, and he goes 646 gas fee. Oh, just absolutely F off. Who are you psycho? Who are you psychos that think ETH is a good plan? Seriously, is this some kind of mass hysteria thing where everyone's just buying into the madness because clever people talk it up? When do we take a sanity check on this? I mean, look at this, the image that they posted. I mean, look. So he's basically trying to transfer $2,331, and it's cost him $646 in fees. I mean, honestly, it's just absolutely hilarious. But like, when are they going to wake up and smell the coffee? You know, they're literally like a willfully ignorant that Bitcoin is BSV. Is all I can say on that one, because you know it's just like, well, look, we've told you like a million times. Like, what on earth, you know? And talking about gas fees, Vinny Lingham just made a quote here that just said, I'm driving with a friend who stopped to fill up his car, and he started complaining about the price of gas. I can't stop laughing. Obviously a little private joke there, chuckling to himself. First one in the house today. Great stuff. Right, peeps, we'll leave it there today. Hope you're enjoying your weekend so far, and enjoy what's left of it. And, you know, again, well, I mean, you know, CSW was saying there was something happening this weekend. You know, you need to keep your ear to the grindstone, pick up on any goss, you know, tether case or something like that. Something will be coming. But, you know, as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
One vision.